Hi everyone, Lou from School Busters, and today we're going to talk about the best car for the PP700 races, which is the best way to get credits at the moment. So in particular Le Mans, you get 1.65 million credits from Le Mans if you do 2 clean races in the hour. So I've tested a few cars, road cars, GR4s, GR3s, and the last one which we'll come on to. So first of all, we've got the R32 Skyline. So kitted this out. So weight reduction, suspension, transmission, all kitted out. I think I put a turbo on it as well, and obviously the racing hard tyres. And make sure you buy wets and intermediates for this as well, because it can and does rain on this level. As you can see on this level, this particular race I had, it absolutely bucketed it down. I mean, it was biblical. The gauge on the left hand side for the wet meter, it was full. Couldn't do over 140 because the car just started spinning out. Computer doing 360s, 180s because they literally couldn't drive. So yeah, make sure you get the tyres, and this can win. And I managed a 4:14 at the end of this race, which is a pretty good lap. I think the computer does 4:17s at best, so you'll catch him with that. And of course, they don't do 4:17s every race. One car I did try that did not work at all was the Bmw Z8. So I like driving the Z8, so I thought I'd give that a go first. Didn't work at all. Eats too much fuel, and the back end steps out too much, and when it started raining you couldn't control the car. So that's where the Skyline comes into its own with its 4-wheel drive. It gets you through the wet times. I found the next fastest car was the GR3 cars if you tune them down. So they do struggle a bit on the speed, but you can corner a lot faster than the GR4 cars that you're racing. So you can manage to win that. I think I was managing 4:15s, 4:16s on that. But it is quite difficult because obviously on the straights you can't keep up with the GR4s. You get up to about 115 because your car's not got much power in it, because you've took the power out. The speed just levels out, and you're not pulling away from them on the straights. And towards the end of each straight, they're catching up to you. So to be honest, I'd avoid the GR3s. You can do it with them, but there's better ways of doing it. The next 2 cars are road cars in a way. So the Red Bull Junior, very good car for this. I was managing 4:14s with that again, 4:13s. Very good car, good fuel economy on it. You get about 3 laps out of the tank if you're going hell for leather, but if you're making it lean, you can make it last for 5 laps. It's a great car, good control, nice grip, easy to use, definitely worth using. Number 2 is the Bac Mono. Now this is a hard car to control, but if you push it up to the 700 pp mark, it goes a bit faster than the Red Bull Junior. So I was getting 412s out of that, 411s. Very good car, easy to control. It's just got to be careful when you're coming out of corners, and if you master it you can probably even go faster than that. I'm not a great racer, so I imagine you'd be able to get it down to maybe 4 minutes, sub 4 minutes, if you was a great racer. And lastly, we've got the absolute beast of a car, the Audi Quattro S1 Pikes Peak. Now if you've done your GT cafes, I think you unlock this, but absolute belter of a car. I was managing 407s, 406s with this, well ahead of where the other cars were. So it brakes harder than the GR4s, it accelerates out the corners more than the GR4s. The only modification I'd do to it would be to put a gearbox on it, and that's because it maxes out at 160 without the gearbox. So put a gearbox on it, raise the speed to 170 or 180 miles an hour, and you'll be happy as Larry. It's great in the wet if it does rain, because it's obviously a rally car, it excels in the rain. and you've just got to be careful with it because it is a very twitchy car. So when you hit your brakes, the car leans forward hard and it can just twitch left, twitch right, and if you're not controlling it or not ready for it, it'll spin out of control. So that's the only downside to it, but it'll put you well ahead of all the other cars. Absolutely fantastic car, and I think it's the best one to use, by far the best one I've used so far anyway, for the 700 pp cars, and I've tested quite a few. One honourable mention that I forgot to mention is the GR4 cars. So I used a Hyundai G7, but what you can do is you can put a turbocharger on them, so you'll get well ahead of the cars, and you'll do 412s, 411s. Accelerates well beyond them on the straights, and obviously you're competing with like for like on the corners, so it's not too bad, and it's got good fuel economy, and it is a genuinely good car. It's not the best, but I think it's well worth a mention. It's probably the easiest one to get a hold of. So I hope this helps. I hope you found it useful. If it does, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.